All right, so your math lesson today, we are on lesson 56. We are using models and pictures to compare fractions. Get that down there. All right, so we are going to talk about some different fractions that are equal. So show that 2/4 equals 1/2. All right, so to do that, you can draw a circle, or if you want to draw a rectangle, that's fine. So 2/4, so there's two pieces colored in, is equal to 1/2. So those are called equivalent fractions. Those are the same. How many eighths are in 1/2? So we could draw a circle. We split it into 8 pieces. And so this would be half. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So 4/8 equals 1/2. If you notice, 4 is actually half of 8. If you took 8 and cut it in half, you would get 4. How many tenths equal 1/2? All right, so I'm going to show you here is 1/10, right? And to get half of that, so this is kind of our half line right down the middle, we would color in all the pieces on one side, and that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 5/10 equals 1/2. And that is another one. How many fourths equal 2/8? Okay, so first we're going to start with 2/8. So let me draw a circle and divide it into fourths. So that's what a fourth looks like. And then we have 2/8. Looks like this. So that is this much. So that would be the same as 1/4. So 1/4 equals 2/8. How many halves equal 5/10? Well, we've already solved it. 5/10 equals 1/2. We've already done that one. How many fourths equals 6/8? All right, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that would be 1/4, 2/4, and 3/4. So 3/4 equals 6/8. And I'll draw that in a picture. Okay, so 3/4 and 6/8. That's equal. 1/4 and 1/5. Oh, you can't see. 1/4 and 1/5. So remember, when we have a bigger denominator, that is the smaller fraction, because 1 out of 5 pieces is smaller than 1 out of 4 pieces, because you have to share with more people. All right, and then we have 1/4 and 3/10. And there's 1/4 and then 3/10. So we have 1/4 up here and 3/10 here. All right, so if you look at them, which one looks bigger? So we have to kind of look at both the numerator and the denominator here, right? Because we know that 5/10 is half, is equal to 1/2, whereas 3/10 is going to be a little less than 1/2. Well, 1/4 is also less than 1/2. Okay, so 3/10 is actually going to be a little bigger than 1/4, but they do look very close. And then we have 2/3 and 6/10. So 2/3, 2 is really close to 3, which means it's almost a whole circle filled in. Whereas 6 is 4 away from 10. So in this case, 2/3 is going to be greater than 6/10. All right. So we are not going to do that part, drawing pictures. I'm going to show you this next part. All right, so we can see that 1/2 of a circle is bigger than 1/3, right? Same size circle, 1/2 is bigger though. So 1/2 is greater than 1/3. When we draw figures to compare fractions, a figure should be congruent. Congruent figures have the same shape and size. All right, so compare 1/4 to 1/3. So this is another way you can draw fractions. You can use rectangle boxes. That's totally fine. You're going to draw them as close as you can to each other. So we have 1 out of 4 or 1 out of 3. Again, 1 out of 3, we're sharing with less people. So that is going to be larger. So we have 1/4 and 1/3. So 1/3 is bigger than 1/4. Okay. So compare these fractions. It says to draw and shade a pair of congruent figures. All right. So let's do that. 1/2. I'm going to draw congruent-ish figure and 1/3. Or sorry, 1/2 and 2/3. All right, so in this case, 2/3. 2/3 is bigger than 1/2. All right, and then we have 1/2 and 1/4. So we know 1/2 is going to be bigger because we're sharing with less people. Okay, so these you can change into fractions. So 5/10 is the same as 1/2. 2/10, and then we have 25 out of 100, which I'm going to tell you a secret. That's the same as 1/4. All right, so we have these 3 numbers, and we are putting them in order from greatest to least. So 1/2 is going to be our biggest, and then 1/4. So 25 hundredths, and then 2/10. So I would rewrite it how they have it. So 5/10, 25 hundredths, and 2/10. And then we have the next one, 75 hundredths, 90 hundredths, or 70 hundredths. So this one is a little bit simpler, but we can change it into a fraction. So it wants us to put it in order from greatest to least. So 90 is going to be our greatest, then 75, and then 70. Okay? So there you go, comparing fractions. Using pictures is really helpful. You can also, if you have items to use at home, you're welcome to use those as well.